Welcome back, fellow mayors, to Fisher Enclave City. It is an absolute pleasure to have you here, and I hope that you have been enjoying the series so far. We are about 5,000 shy of reaching our goal of 100,000 population while maintaining an above 90% traffic flow, and this is all accomplished without any use of game-changing mods like Move It or Traffic Manager. Before starting in any new area, it is always good practice to first observe the landscape. And by looking at the terrain, this is a second level, much like on the other side, where we use the key with stairs and using walking paths to get sims to go up and down the levels, which I think is fantastic since this is a vanilla function with no mods necessary. And we want to do the same exact thing for this side, which we want to keep in mind while we redo this arterial road completely by not making it so straight unless there is a purpose. So with that said, I will delete these roads and repurpose them. So from this end, I will have about 10 units of straight road. So we're gonna make it go this way, just any direction, or actually I want to strategically kind of point it this way in case I want to go in that direction. So I'm gonna make this 10, maybe starting here, because this is a slope and I'm going to anticipate in case we need to go upwards. So I will pull it back ever so slightly, then we'll go 20 units, sorry, apologies. So this is 10 and this is 20 units. I'll make it turn here, and then we're gonna curve ever so slightly. Oops, it doesn't want to curve, so I'm going to use this instead. I will make it here, so another 10 units. Actually, we'll make it a little further out. 10 units there. So this is a very large, or a larger curve. There you go, which looks nice, and we can redo this completely, so it doesn't have to be stuck to there, connecting here. And this is our guide basically. So I'm going to create a road here. Hopefully it won't break. There you go. So it didn't break this side. Let's hope it doesn't break on this side. There, that is perfect. We want a perfect nodes, or I mean cells, to use here, and let's try to be consistent. I'm going to keep it this way, and these are perfect blocks that I want to use in order to add in our high density residential buildings, the European residential, which is best used on a completely straight road so that it doesn't crack on the sides. So for instance, this, so there are no spacing in between. So this is why I'm doing this, and we're also going to add that on this side. And notice how the gap is much larger between this and here. Let's see how many. This is 400, so that's around 400 there, here, there, and 400 there. That's perfect. And we'll just connect this together. I didn't want to make this too close. And there, so this will be used for our high density residential, because we only have 5k left, and this is our only location that we can zone, or we may go here. We also have that option, but I'm gonna try to get all 5k pop on this side. So, well, actually I am not going to zone yet because we want to do the second level. So we have this. That one is slightly seeping upward. Let's flatten this. So we want to make our second level. Of course, this is going to be done without mods. Let me first flatten this. And what I'm looking at are these cells, right? These zone cells. And I'm actually going to make a second layer, which is our guide on the bottom, right? And going there. Okay. And with that, actually I should extend it just to make sure it's clean. Let me check the terrain. That did not go right. Okay, there you go. That is our guide, and we're gonna bring back the terrain. So you're gonna see me do this without any mods. Nah, it's actually quite easy to do this. So this I'm gonna be using all throughout my future cities ever since the Piers and Bridges content creator pack was introduced. So we have this. So now we're gonna build our second level. You can make it as close as possible. There we go. Just follow the lines, follow the straight curves, and turn it there. The distance here, I need to anticipate a road going upward, perhaps, which is absolutely necessary. And let's actually start doing that. So I need to first flatten this. So I'm going to use the level terrain tool, and then we're going to be using the slope terrain. So from the bottom, we're going to use a larger brush from the bottom to the top. So right click, left click here. Actually, let's straighten this. Straighten this out first. Or curve, perhaps. There we go. And okay, again, so from the top, right click, left click, drag. There you go. So now we have our road enable that will be able to go upward. And there we have it. So all we need to do now is add in water on the lower level. So I'm going to delete this. Then we are going to dig a ditch or a hole in order to fill this area with water, because in order for a quay on land to be built, it still needs to have water in it. Of course, we're going to be using the freshwater outlet. The water would pour down. This actually does not require any electricity. You just need to connect it to a pipe, and then that should be good. Alright, now we're just gonna wait. You know, while we're at it, I'm gonna start deleting some of the water. Or I mean some of the trees. Alright, and there we have it. So we have our quay, inland quay, by using the freshwater outlets. And I redid some of these so that we will have a the longest I guess stairs, but this didn't work out too well. So maybe just one pair. So they're not totally equal. It's actually a little difficult to get that. Let's try to fix it. That looks equal enough. What about this side? So I'm gonna try to make it come from this direction. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete our freshwater outlets and fill in the soil. The one unfortunate thing though is this, the soil kind of seeps right through. I am not actually sure how to get rid of that. So if I try to delete this, oh, there you go. Okay, problem solved. Alright, that's fortunate, otherwise it would be very annoying. However, on this side it didn't fix, but I can't control that, so we're just gonna have to move on. Okay, so we have that set up, and I don't think we have to worry about water anymore. Actually, let's fill in this side just to be certain. So let's kind of finalize our coastline. So I'm going to extend this. What's missing here is, so we got a lot of movement in the water, but this side seems pretty empty, and our area is only up to here. So let's see if we could add in a few more fishing ships, at least to travel along this area. So we need probably around one or two. I don't know if it'll be enough. Let's try to add in 2. Alright, so we went a little ambitious here by adding 3, which is probably necessary to have more like movement on this side. and it seems to be pretty good. There's no severe cracks on the earth, so I am happy with that. So now let's just connect it together. So this is a little unfortunate. Let's see if we can kind of connect this directly in front, which would be nice. It doesn't seem right that it's in this way. So when this happens, that is because you put it on the same location. So you see the road. So if you put it slightly here, oh, it actually fixed itself. So if I put it back, and there you go. Okay. Alright, never mind. Forget what I said. I thought it had to be on a completely different location. Okay, that looks aligned enough. So let's try it. It's not gonna be perfect, but it is close enough. It's gonna be very difficult. Oh, actually, I think we can still control that. Let's try that again. Let's try to be smart this time. There we go. So we use that as our guide, and now it's perfectly aligned. Well, there you go. There are still cracks on the cells, however, but it's a lot better than before. So this I will accept. And we just need to somehow connect this. I could make a block, or I could make it curve. Actually, let's make it curve a little bit, which isn't too bad. Okay, I think it's safe to start zoning now. There's absolutely no reason why there should be any more flooding. This we can repair later. What we want is population. And wow, we didn't even do anything, and we are still getting people in. I suppose some of these buildings are still upgrading. So it seems to be pretty definite that we are going to reach 100k in this episode. So this, I have four cells in order to zone in, and I also have it on this side, but it's becoming slightly redundant. So let's kind of mix that up a little. Let's bring it closer on this end for a change. So this will go forward. I will pull that as far as possible, and then we're gonna curve this. There you go. Just for a little variety. You don't want to make things too definite without any purpose. This had to be like this in order to zone in more, but apparently we didn't need it, but we have already done it. So yeah, we're just gonna move on and continue building upward. So we're gonna do our road layout. All right, it's very important to always check the terrain. So I'm looking here. So we have these little, I think this is the third layer, and we do not want to mess with that. So let's observe where our roads can go. So I'm gonna try to hug this this train line. Gonna get it as close as possible, because we want, while traveling here, we want to see some buildings on the sides. Okay, I think that will work. So we have a way to go up, and we also need an alternate way to go down. So let's try to fix this in a way that would look a little natural. So from here, I want it to connect here, which is extremely tight. Which also works because we need some terrain here. There you go. So at least that covers that up, and we just need it to curve. Okay, that is a gradual climb. That is acceptable. It looks slightly funky. Should it be like a perfect curve? We could probably try perfect half circle. Okay, let's try it. I mean, this looks pretty equal, right? So it should be possible to make a perfect half circle. Oh, there you go. And it's also a gradual incline. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. Okay, looking good. This area doesn't actually matter too much. So we're just gonna zone high density these type of buildings, the self-sufficient buildings, but we also want to add in a monument or something, or sorry, not monument, but a, what do you call this, a unique building. Let's try to find something that would fit. So I want to somehow use this, but it doesn't seem to work. Let's try it on this side. Okay, I guess this will have to do. Yeah, okay. Alright, so we're gonna have one major building on this side, and we just need to simply connect this together. Let's start actually zoning. First, let's check our actual district. So I could extend this. So this is the European, so I'm going to extend it on the bottom here. So it'll have the same exact settings, which is local and organic produce and just regular European buildings, while on the upper layer will be local and organic, plus with eco residents and IT, and that's all we need. What was that other zone type? I think it's, what is this? Oh, this is a zoo. Yeah, I had my zoo here and I transferred it there. You know, I should clean this up. Okay, we're gonna do a full cleanup of all the zonings after. We just want to keep moving forward. So these are park assets. Oh, so we don't actually have a park here. We are using the school buildings. So that's what happened. So that's why they are not cooperating. Okay, so let's delete them then and replace it with something else. Well, they're actually too large, so I guess we'll just fill it in with trees, which is still absolutely fine. But we could do some further detailing, but I don't want to get thrown off by the objective, which is to fill this in. So we want power to go from this direction there, so of course it's only logical that we zone from this direction. And I'm gonna be using the fences in order to fix this. So you notice there are 2 cells on this side, but if we use a fence to block out that area, now it becomes 4. So I'm gonna be zoning the residential slowly. Always do that. Wait until at least like 2 blocks fill in, and then you can continue zoning. So you'll notice that my demands never completely flatlines. It may have like a glimmer of a bar, but it's never flatlined, especially for a long time. That's because I zone slowly, which I advise to everyone. So while you're waiting for things to zone, that is actually the perfect opportunity to do your slight detailing, like adding fences and trees and whatnot. Okay, let's not forget about the services. And a reminder that cemeteries can conform to slopes. So for example, this is definitely a slope, as you can see here. Oh, here's a better view. So if you placed in, for example, this here, it will not behave as properly. You're gonna see this weird cracks, and you can plant trees on that, but it's not advised. So I would prefer putting in a cemetery. It may seem awkward to have a slanted cemetery on a terrain, but it doesn't really matter as long as, you know, it looks good and it functions well. A lot better than this, right? And at least we filled in this area. I could have also placed one here, but let's keep it a little different by adding trees on that side, and we could also do it on this side. Okay, so this is filling in quite nicely. And yeah, let's just continue to zone and add in more decorations while waiting for things to fill in. Let's not forget about adding pathways to go across. And it also kind of fills in some of the gaps. For example, this, you want to connect it, or it seems like you want to connect it together, but if you can't, just use a pathway. Okay, so let's talk about my decision on adding this here. Usually I put my fences on this side and then plant trees along it, just like on the other locations. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So I also did it on this side, which I usually do on the arterial. And my reason for that is because I'm aware that these things, the fishing harbors, produces noise pollution. And you have to remember that. So if you check out the radius, actually there is no radius, but it tells you exactly on the info. So for example, this has a noise pollution of 50. So having both of them on top of there, and ways to reduce noise pollution is by adding trees. So we're gonna try to do that, and hopefully it will not cause a ruckus here that would irritate our residents nearby. So it's actually let's look at it from here. Where is the noise? It's not active yet. All right, we're gonna find out when we, let's do it now. Why not? Okay, so now it's connected. I'm not sure if it's gonna show immediately. Well, there you go. So it is displaying, and I think it will not cause too much of noise over here. So I think we're fine. We'll just continue to add trees, and that should help reduce the noise pollution. Oh, that caused a crack there. Okay, that's not ideal. So let's relocate him somewhere else. I guess here we'll have to do. This, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go there. I want to focus on this area. So yeah, let's just continue from here. We need more commercial. Do we have any location for commercial? I guess this... Oh, we could actually put a unique building here. Something not quite as large. Wait, did you see that? The soil spawned. I think that's because of these. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. So anything new, I try to share that information with everyone else. So it's gonna be your option if you wanna keep it or you wanna do something about it. So maybe that's the cause for the things, for the soil to spawn on keys. That is actually quite useful information. So the design of this up here, there's nothing much to it. I mean, we don't have a lot of space, but the design of rows doesn't actually matter as much because it really just depends on how you fill it in. So let's start zoning. And then the road design would change, especially, actually you won't even notice the road design after buildings start to spawn. So the way I'm zoning this, I'm doing selective zoning of residents, and I'm using only 4x4 or 3x4 or 3x3. But for the 2x2s, I am going to use the office zones. Yeah, there you go. You see, the soil spawned right after these guys appeared. So that's the reason. That's actually quite good to know. Huh. So maybe we should not bring buildings too close. Actually, let's try it right here. I mean, I discovered this just recently. So let's see if we could change that. If I remove this, make it only 3 depth, delete them so they would respawn again. See how it disappeared? Let's see if it's gonna respawn on this side. So if I remove this, that should disappear. And okay, so we learned something new today. Oh, even after so many years. No, actually that's wrong. We only had this key not too long ago. So at least now we know that if ever soil appears here, you just gotta make sure that there's no zoning. This I unfortunately have to keep. So at least next time I'll make sure that there's an extra cell before the key. Low fishing route efficiency. What? What did I do? I think I failed. Oh, I used salmon instead of shellfish. Okay, that is a fail. Oh my, I have to redo it. Okay, sorry. Alright, so we have to delete it. Okay, so that should fix it, and all we gotta do is just rezone everything because everything broke. So we have to rezone. So here I just decided to put in a fish factory, which still makes sense. because we got a lot of fishing ships here, and you can see them. They have too much already. The truck capacity is full, so having this here might be a good way to solve this. Alright, we are just a little under 500 before we could reach that at least 1k milestone or 1k pop. And all of these guys just need to level up and we should be done. So I'm just gonna continue designing or doing slight detailing. Do I need to add more here? But let's look at the area. So as you can see, the roads, you could barely see it anymore. I mean, it looks weird the way it started out, but as I mentioned, as soon as buildings start to spawn, it just disappears. It's all hidden by the trees and the pathways and all the other pretty stuff. Let's also make sure to delete the buildings that we do not want to spawn and make them historical as soon as we get the right ones. So this is probably the reason why our 100k pop is delayed, because I keep demolishing buildings. So we're looking for those with a flat back and nothing like this that is out of place. So this is also gone. And yeah, we're just gonna wait for this to spawn properly. Alright, let's just add in some fences here. There's only a few of them left, but I think it's safe to say that we have accomplished the 100k pop goal, even though it's not officially there yet. But yeah, it's just a matter of time. Let's actually start talking about this city. So we have this little area left, and I want to build a nature reserve here, but we have a little dilemma because we have the train tracks. The train and monorail tracks are actually painting or ruining the reserve area here. Not much of a reserve if you got these guys in the middle of it, and I need to make this look a little interesting and not just pathways and stuff. So I'm gonna have to think about that for next episode. Hey, look at that, 99,995. Okay, and plus 100 more. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that we achieved that goal. So let's just take a look. Oh, you know what, actually, yeah, let's check the stats. So the stats is, considering that this is 100k pop, we are filled in with 9 tiles. As you can see, these are all the 9 vanilla tiles. I'm pretty happy with the result. So again, I try not to make a hard corner or hard edge. So for instance, this looks like it's at the very edge, but it's actually not, because you can see this sticking out ever so slightly because that is the border. So it's not a hard edge, but I think it's still, maybe next time we'll bring it a little closer. Like we will not have any highways or any roads near the border, even though if it's like this. Yeah, but there's a reason why I did it here. It's because why is that? Because it consumes space if I put it here, right? So for instance, this I made it more towards the edge so that we have less space for roads and more space for zoning. So kind of like why I did it on the edge, but this time it's a little more inward. So for instance, this is actually perfect. So this works, right? So we have a lot of zoned or area space here to build. Yeah, this here is a great example, including this. This may appear like this is the edge, but it's not. So this is the edge of our build area. And here is also a great example. This is nice. What else? Let's see. Let's check our growth. Yep, there you go. Perfect. No hard drops for population. And that's actually the value of disasters DLC, is if you can keep your citizens alive during a disaster. I mean, even though you can rebuild, it'll be challenging to see if your population will not drop because of that. And let's check our pop now. Nope, still not there, but let's see. What else can we observe? Or this should be for another episode, like to showcase everything of the city, transportation, and all of that. But in the end, I think we have accomplished our goal to have a mostly vanilla. I say mostly because we have some slight mods used, but nothing game changing. No move it, no traffic manager. So basically, if you play on console, you can definitely recreate this, especially when I have built and provided everything on YouTube for you guys to follow. And yeah, our traffic is all great. Let's actually, we haven't looked at 92. Nice. Other than that, let's look around. As you can see, there's no major alerts. So we have a few people dying, but I'm pretty confident that they will be picked up pretty soon. And I believe that is because we didn't put too many cemeteries on this side. Should I add more? Actually, we missed to put a crematorium, so I'll put that in right now. Yeah, there you go. So let's not give too much of a spoiler on the rest of the stats, but that's all that we need so far. So we're gonna check the transportation and all of that. So I guess we have one last episode to do. That is to fill this in. And I suppose we can add more light pop over here because this is the odd corner. And we also have to add in blimps and helicopters. Yes, and all of that will be efficient as well. I love this view. Look at that. This is not bad. I don't like that they are exactly the same buildings, but that's what they spawned into. And I'm pretty fine with that. Okay. There you go. That is the end of today's episode. And I guess in a sense, this is the end of this. And we're just gonna have to do some final touches for the next 1 or 2 more episodes. What? Are you serious? It's still not 100k pop? Okay. So in order to make, so I was anticipating these guys to upgrade. So let's add a few more services. We're actually lacking several. So let's add in a firehouse and a police department. And this should make everybody happy and will increase our population. So I'm just gonna plot them down. Okay, now we wait because I can't officially sign out until this actually officially hits 100k. Wow, the city is really stubborn and doesn't want to reach that 100k. All right, so let's actually fix this. So I want to cover more of the mountain. So when we're looking here, we don't want to see this or too much of that soil. So let's add in a road in the back, so kind of like this, so we won't see too much of it. And we're going to use the high-rise buildings. And there, finally, we reached that 100k. Officially, we have done it. We have made another 100k city with above 90% traffic flow. Let's look at it. There you go, 91%. Pretty much like season 1. And there you go. Yay, I am very, very happy now. I couldn't leave even though it was close to 100. It has to be official. Otherwise, I lied. Yeah, let's check out the view of the city. Yep, I'm very happy. Look at that. Very, very pretty. I would have wanted to use more of these, but you don't necessarily have to use everything. Let's get rid of these vulture planes. There you go. Speaking of the airport and vulture planes, when the airport DOC comes out, the first thing I'm gonna do is make another vulture planes circling around the airport. Hopefully they didn't fix that, because that is a cool bug in my point of view. There you go. Here's our city. Final view. If you are new to the channel and enjoyed the video, feel free to comment down below and leave a like, and I would immensely appreciate your sub or follow. This is Captain Obvious, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video.